One of the main issues I encountered in my teacher observation was that many people don't understand the purpose of art education. On more than one occasion during my observation, students would come to class and ask the teacher, "What are we going to make today?" The trouble is, art education isn't just about making stuff. Our art education system follows the framework of discipline-based arts education. This means that students study musical, theatrical, dance, and visual works of art from the following 4 discipline perspectives: production, history, aesthetics, and criticism. In the visual arts, here's how it works. Production is what people usually think of when they think of art class. It's the stuff you make and how you make it. Aesthetics is the ideas behind it. You learn this from experience and by doing it, and by looking at other pieces of work. Criticism is the ideas behind it, from the viewer's point of view. It's making informed judgments about art. And all of these things go together throughout history to make up history of art, which really just makes really big textbooks. Most often, however, we just look at famous works of art. So, since some of my days of observation happened around the Thanksgiving holiday, one day a student came in and asked the teacher, "Are we going to make turkeys?" Of course the answer was no, because remember, art's not just about making stuff. Everyone knows how to make a hand-traced turkey. But from a discipline-based arts education perspective, why might this not be an acceptable activity? Many third graders don't have the fine motor skills needed to smoothly trace their hand. Even more of them have trouble with their scissor skills. So the production aspect of traced hand turkeys could be a valid activity. But what's the aesthetic value of a traced hand turkey? What's the idea behind it? I could use it in many ways to make many different types of statements about our relationships with turkeys, about fall colors, about what turkeys actually look like, about how we overeat, or even about the country of Turkey. Many artistic statements have a lot to do with humor. But as you can see, there isn't a whole lot of thought going into the traced hand turkey, though it could have potential. Historically as well, the turkey doesn't have a whole lot going for it. This is an example from my page-a-day calendar. It shows one of 3 creamware soup plates made in the late 1600s by French artist Félix Braquemont and produced by Eugène Rousseau. It currently resides at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. Unlike our traced hand turkeys, the purpose of this turkey is to greet you after you've finished your soup. Or at least, it may inspire more possibilities for the traced hand turkey if we used it during class. So this leaves us with the criticism aspect of discipline-based arts education. In my observation classroom, the teacher had several methods for measuring criticism abilities in her students. One of those was a self-critique, which students would use to write about what they learned and how they felt about their finished art projects. In another activity, students would make these cards. The teacher would display several artworks, posters around the room, and students would put these cards at the applicable posters. For example, the heart card would go by the piece that they liked the most. The question mark card would go by the piece that they considered a question for that they would ask the artist. In this activity, every student was given the opportunity to speak and to give their reasons for their answers. The most amazing part about art criticism is that there are no wrong answers. With this in mind, are traced ham turkeys art? According to discipline-based arts education, the way most of us make these turkeys, they probably aren't art. Because there's a whole lot more to art than just making stuff. But really, it's for you to decide.